Hello there, I'm Sabrish and today I'm going to explain about an interesting machine. This is the Enigma, the secret machine. You will come to know why is this called as the secret machine. And this was especially used by the Germans during World War II. So let's dive deep in. So before we dive deep into what is the Enigma, let's see about encryption and decryption.
To understand about encryption and decryption, I have one cute example. So we have person A, person B, and person C. So person A wants to communicate with person B, but person C should not know about what's going on with them. So person A and person B have to use the encryption technique. So they both have to, agree onto some, rule or like that for encryption. So let's keep a simple message hi. It can be anything, but we'll keep a simple message hi. And they were both agreed on like the letter, 3 steps. After the letter. So like A for the A to convert this into code language to encrypt this, what they have to do, they have agreed into some kind of rule that they can go 3 steps ahead. So H will be I, from I to J, and from J to K. So first would be K, H would be K, and I. So next is I. So I will be into J, J will be into K, and K will be to L. So it will be KL. KL is the coded language, the coded message, and if the person C gets this coded message, or he may not know about it, and when person B gets it, since they agreed on it, person B would just have to count back. So like from K to J, J to I, and I to H. So he'll get H, and from L, L to K, K to J, and J to I. So he'll get I. So hi is the message here. So this is the decryption. So from converting the coded message to the normal understandable language, that is the decryption. Now we know about encryption and decryption. So we can dive into the introduction of the Enigma machine. An Enigma machine is a famous encryption machine used by the Germans during the World War to transmit the coded messages. And Enigma machine also has billions of ways to encode a message, and that's what makes it incredibly difficult for other nations and enemy to crack the German codes during the war. So now let's go into the history. Who invented it? The machine was invented in 1918 to protect the communication, and it was made for the banking industry. Because it was battery powered and therefore portable, it was taken up by the German armed forces. And the first Enigma machine was invented by German engineer Otto Scabius in 1918, who actually sought to sell it for commercial rather than military purposes. What are the parts? Well, the parts of Enigma machine are the rotors, lamp board, keyboard, and plug board. We will get to know about these functions in the other slides. Here are the stages. So here we can know the functions of these different parts. First is keyboard. So keyboard generally gives an input. Here there is an example. Just a minute. Yeah. So if I give an input of T, the T goes to the plug port first. So from the keyboard, it goes to the plug port first. And the plug port basically looks like this. It's generally used for swapping two letters. Okay, so these cables actually different letters will be connected to the cables. So if T is connected with K, then it will swap. So the T will become K. Here the like this, there are a lot of cables, and some of them will be left out, like they won't be connected. So they'll be as it is. Like suppose if K is not connected with the other letter, then it will remain K. But if any letter is connected with any letter, with any other letter, then it will change. So that's the way plugboard encrypts letter, a message. So after I give T, since it is connected to K, the K, it will transform into K, and after transforming into K, we come to the rotors. So these rotors are also one way of scrambling these letters and encrypting those messages. So in this, each rotors, they have like a jumbled wire. So those wire generally scrambles those things and converts it into some other letters, like how K converts into U. So K converts into U because of the wires, and U to P, P to H, and H to D. Then it again comes back from D. So D turns into G, and G to R, R to W, and W will be the final output. So here it would be changed at least 7 times, and after a change, the process is still not yet over. It goes back to the plug board, and here if W is connected with some other letter, the W will be converted into G, and that's when it goes to the lamp board, and the lamp board starts giving the output, and from T we get the letter G. Now to understand it more better, let's try using a simulator. Okay, so I have a simulator of Enigma machine so that we can know the Enigma much more better and practically. So here, if you notice, I type any letter in the keyboard. I type F, and the output in the lamp board, it shows the O. And also one more thing I just want to show you is, if I click the same letter like F, it shows L. But then if I again click it, shows W. Yes, so it generally, Enigma machine changes the settings every time you click or type in a letter. So that's what makes the Enigma so powerful. So for example, if you see at the top, I click the letter G, you can notice that your rotor is spinning. So one more time, observe the rotor. I press it and the rotor changes. So that's how the Enigma changes the settings every time, and that's what makes it powerful. And here one more thing, when they usually type in some letters and some other things, like for example, let's take hi. I put H I. Okay, so they generally write it down, and they will convey that coded language to the person who they want to communicate. And there, the person who has the Enigma machine with the same setting with the coded language can decrypt it. So this is the encryption of hi, which is PK. Now I'll click the I'll click this decrypt. Just check in the settings. So I guess the settings should be from T to R. Okay, so I click apply settings. Let me first decrypt. So now I click P E becomes H and K. I. So then you can see that the machine also decrypts. So this is how the Enigma machine works, and this is why it's very powerful. And now I think you understand about why it's called as the secret machine. This is what the Germans had been using in the World War II. Alright, so now we know about how the Enigma machine is known to be the secret machine, and it is also very tough to crack the code. But even though it was very hard to crack the code, it has been cracked by the one who saved millions. His name is Alan Turing. So let's see some brief introduction about him. Alan Turing was a brilliant mathematician. He was born in London in 1912. He studied at both Cambridge and Princeton universities, and he already working part-time for the British government's code and cipher school before the Second World War. So he created a machine that could break the German codes. So he was known to save millions, since these German had many plans or many striking plans for on the British. But since he had that machine which could break the German code, that plan has been failed since the British got to know before because of this Alan Turing's code, and that saved millions. So there have been lot of situations where like this. So this is why Alan Turing has saved millions. So yes, so we can conclude this video, and bye guys, see you later.